you doing today? I'm glad you could join me. Today I'm going to be planting a mini garden for a project that I've got going on. I'm going to be going to a show, and this is going to be a donation for the show that I'm doing. I'm Vicky Manitou Okas, and I do Delectable tiny gardens. So this is one that I'm giving away. So we're going to start with a basket. And oh my God, I found a basket at a thrift shop. And that beautiful basket only cost me $2. So now when you're using a basket like this, it's not going to last forever, but it'll be a nice little garden for somebody for the winter, for the fall season. So let me get the potting soil. I'm going to do an herb garden today. And I'm going to mix, it's going to be a mix of annuals and perennials. I'm going to put a little bit of, this basket is tight enough, so we're just going to put a little bit of potting soil in there. Okay. And I've got some rosemary that I propagated from my mother plant. So we're going to pick a nice little rosemary. And that's where we're going to start. The maple tree is helping me out here today. I like this one right here. So pop that out. It's got a nice root system on it. So you find its home right there. Okay. And I'm going to put some basil in there. So this has got a lot of different plants in there. So we're going to pop this out of here. And we're going to split this up. Up very nicely, and I'll have the rest of it for another plant. Okay, and you see there's still a lot of, so very gently leave the root system on it. Set that in there. Took some creeping thyme out of my other mini garden a couple of weeks ago. Take that out of there. Beautiful creeping thyme. Got another one right there, so that'll fill in nicely. All of these are in the mint family. The basil is an annual, so that'll just be good for a season. The rosemary and the thyme are perennials. So whoever gets this garden will have nice basil for this season. And then the rosemary plant and the thyme will grow up. And they will have plenty of herbs for the cooking and medicine. Now it'll take about 2 or 3 weeks to fill in. Mints will produce roots all the way up along the stem. Most of them will. So you can put them in just a tiny bit deeper than what they were growing in the pot, but don't overdo it. But by planting that a little bit deeper, that stabilizes that basil. There we go. And as simple as that. Okay, now we're going to water this in gently. I'm using my hand to break the water, the force of the water, so it doesn't wash those roots. That's draining, that's soaking up nicely, and the excess is draining out. So there we go. The rest of that basil will go into a different pot. Okay. And that's what it looks like. I'm going to do a little bit of trimming because I want that basil to bush out, and I want the rosemary to bush out, and this, the thyme, will spread out and fill in. And take a little bit of that and bury it, and I'll spread that a little bit further, faster. It's best to do this with a pair of scissors, a pair of sharp scissors. But when you trim this back, there is a leaf node right there. Cut it down to just above that leaf node. Okay. I'm going to remove those 2 leaves. Okay. I'm going to do the same on the other side. There's a nice leaf node right there. This is a little bit leggy, so I'm going to trim that back to right there. Okay, and I'm going to take off that leaf. Okay, and this one I'm going to trim to right there. Okay. Makes it look a little bit sparse, but every single one of these nodes will branch out now, and that will make a nice bushy plant. And I am going to trim the rosemary back in the same way. Find a leaf node, and trim that back, and that will encourage that to branch out. Okay. And that is ready to go ahead and start growing. So that will grow up. To go ahead and start growing. So that will grow up and be a nice little mini garden. And then this rosemary will branch out, and next year this will be a nice bushy plant. The basil will be good for this year. The creeping thyme will fill in down around it. Be a very nice garden. Thanks for joining me.